All right, starting in our easy pose, sitting up tall, sit bones rooted down, crown.
Yeah.
And if you can, turn off your mic. So, or I can mute everybody. I'm sorry, because that'll help us. Mute all. I'm muting you all. So if you need me, you'll have to hit your space bar to talk to me. Okay, starting all over again. Sitting up tall, closing your eyes or keeping them open. Hands can be on your knees, or maybe you want to have your palms facing the ceiling. Leave everything outside that door. Even if there's not a door, imagine there's a door that you're just going to leave everything, and I do mean everything, at that door. And just get in touch with your breath. I don't know if I've taken a deep breath today, honestly. So inhale and exhale. Just let it go. Let's do it again. Deep breath in and let it go. One more round. Deep breath in and exhale out. Then continuing your breathing. Maybe it's box breathing where you inhale 6, hold 6, exhale 6, and then hold for 6, meaning 6 seconds. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold. Or maybe it's breath retention. You know what? I don't care. Maybe it's just sitting here. But get in touch with your breath. Get in touch with your center. That's all we have to do right now. No pressure. And if there's pressure, then let it go. It's not that big a deal. And as you're centering, I invite you to bring to mind your intention for your practice today. Maybe it's an affirmation that you need to hear from yourself. Or maybe there's a goal you're working towards. Or maybe it's a prayer. Or maybe it's all three. Set your intention. Take it to your mind and then to your heart. As we practice today, giving ourselves permission today to have a practice, our practice. And sometimes our practice may just be staying in child's pose while everybody else goes through a flow. Or maybe you feel like pushing yourself a little bit further. Acknowledge whatever it is that you need and respect your body today. Continuing to inhale and exhale, aware of the oxygen going in and going out. Gently opening your eyes if they're closed and taking your hands out to the side. Let's breathe together. Inhale up, palms come together as we exhale to our hearts. Inhale up and exhale down. Inhale up, gathering up your intention and taking it to your heart. Inhale up and exhale down. Last one, inhale up and exhale down. Dropping our hands by our side, we're going to bring our feet out in front. We haven't done this, so our knees are bent. We're going to take I'm going to mirror you. So our right foot to the inside, left foot to the side. Placing your hand on your left ankle. Then we're going to twist to the left, looking over your left shoulder. This is called mermaid. Then come back to center. Again, knees are bent, so I'm going to do it sideways. And we're going to take our right leg bent, left foot in. Then placing our right hand on our ankle and twist to the right. We're going to come back to this later in our practice. Then coming back to center and sitting up tall, but this time I want you to place your leg that's not usually in front. So mine's my left legs. I'm not mirroring, I'm not talking mirrors right now. This is my left leg in front. This is not the way I usually sit. All right, sitting up tall, we're going to reach up with an inhale and exhale, open up, looking up at the ceiling. Then come out forward with your hands, bending your elbows, giving yourself a nice hug. Lift those elbows up. And then switching sides, open up, look up at the ceiling, then look forward, crossing the opposite arm on top. Lift those elbows. And then just flow with this as fast or slow as you want to go with crossing your arms in front, lifting your elbows. Just a few more times. And then the next time your arms are open wide, just stay there, bending your elbows, placing your hands on your shoulders, and we're going to make circles going backwards as fast or slow as you want to go, but making big circles, waking up those shoulders. And then stopping and going forward. And stopping, taking arms out wide again. But this time we're going to bend our right arm. I'm mirroring this time, bringing it across, giving it a nice hug. Make sure you're sitting up tall as best you can and not slumping down like I was trying to do. Now we're going to bend that right elbow, pat ourselves on the back as we take our right elbow towards the center. Make sure you take a deep breath. Exhale out. Then switching sides, arm goes across, giving it a nice hug. Then bending our elbow, patting ourselves on the back as we bring our elbow to center. Then releasing that, placing our hands behind our back, clasping our hands, either keeping them at our lower back or pushed down towards the floor, but look down at the floor. And then taking your chin side to side. And releasing our hands. Let's go ahead and unfold to our extended child's pose, making sure our hands are spread apart, starfish. Knees can be in the center, be there on the edge, but forehead's going towards the as our hips go towards our heels. Take a deep breath in and just let yourself sink into the mat. Continuing that cycle of breath as you inhale, release down, and exhale. Then bringing ourselves up to our tabletop with the hands underneath our shoulders, knees under our hips, going into our cat-cow as fast or slow as you want to go. Exhale, pull that belly button to your spine. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your chin, lift your hips, push away from the mat. Again, going at your own pace. Landing back at our tabletop, pushing away from the mat. Hands are going to go to the top of the mat. Shift forward, go down to the mat. Inhale into baby cobra. And then using our hands, we're going to push back, pull that belly button in. Really pull that core, let it do the work as you push yourself back and into extended child's pose. Let's do it again. Curve your back forward, take yourself down onto the mat. Hands under our shoulders, pelvis rooted. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, just barely lift. Now tighten up your belly and push back to your extended child's pose because we're protecting our lower back, engaging our core. Then coming back forward, everybody, I want you to come onto your forearms into Sphinx pose. Looking straight ahead. And I want you to clasp your hands. Tuck your toes under, pull that belly button in because we're going to push ourselves up into a modified plank. Now, if it doesn't feel right, come down on your knees because we're building strength in our shoulders. Push back in those heels if you're in this plank or here, your choice. And then bringing our knees down if they're not already, coming back into our Sphinx pose. And then rolling ourselves down, taking our hands underneath our shoulders and shifting back to our extended child's pose. Then shifting forward, tucking our toes under into our down dog. Alternating heels if you want to walk your dog. Chin is at our chest. It's not looking forward. It's back, looking between our thighs. Then right foot's going to go to the right edge, left foot's going to go to the left edge, and we're going to walk our hands back to meet our feet, grabbing the insides of our elbows and dropping our crown. But bend your knees. Don't try to keep them straight. Bend them. And go side to side if you want, or just hang. Then dropping our hands down, let's roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. Reaching up with an inhale. Hands come together, forefinger and thumb pointing to the ceiling. And then we're going to slide back bend. Come back to center, hands come to heart. Bring your feet to the center of your mat and walk to the top of your mat. Hands to gratitude. Dropping our hands down, rocking back on our heels and then dropping our toes. Standing tall, standing strong. Find a focal point or close your eyes. And at the beginning of class, I mentioned this is your practice, and I feel very strongly about it. I'm here to guide you. My objective is to teach you how to have your own practice. So recognize that. In a sense, you're the captain. I'm here just to guide you. Bringing our hands to heart center, placing our thumbs at our hearts. Reminding us always of gratitude. So much to be grateful for. Boiling it all the way to the most minuscule thing that we maybe take for granted. Inhale up and swan dive forward, bending those knees. Halfway lift with an inhale. And as you exhale, bend your knees with a reverse swan dive. Come up and around, bringing your hands to heart. Let's do it again. Inhale up, slide back bend. Swan dive forward, bending our knees. Halfway lift. Hands can be out in front, even out to the side or on your shins, belly button pulled in. Then bend your knees with a reverse swan dive, bringing our hands to gratitude. Inhale up, sit back in your chair. Hands come to heart. Then hands come back behind you. Hands come back to heart. And we're going to roll up on our toes, finding a little bit of balance early today. Then push down in our heels and reach up with an inhale. Exhale, back to heart. Inhale up, sit back in your chair. Hands come to heart. Hands come behind us. Let's go ahead and roll onto those toes with our hands behind us. Then heels come down, hands out in front, palms come together to our heart as we stand. Inhale up. Right hand comes down as we bring our left hand up and over. Feeling that nice stretch in our side, rooting down in our left foot. Then coming back to center and placing our opposite hand down, reaching up and over. Both hands are going to come up, and then we're going to swan dive forward, halfway lift, framing our feet. Let's step back with our left foot, come down to our left knee into this low lunge or lunge. Reach up with an inhale. Exhale, twist to the right. Then we're going to place our right hand on our lower back. Left hand's going to come up, and maybe you want to do a slight bend with it. Maybe not. Your choice. Then focus as you come forward. Reach up. Exhale, frame your right foot, straighten your left, step to the top of your mat. Bend your knees, reverse swan dive, and swan dive forward. Framing our feet, stepping back with our right foot coming down to our right knee. And reach up with an inhale. Slight back bend if you want. Come back to center and twist to the left. Then placing our left hand at our lower back, right hand's going to come up and over. Facing forward again, framing our left foot, straightening our right, stepping to the top of the mat. Bending our knees, reverse swan dive. Hands to gratitude. Inhale up. Swan dive forward. Halfway lift. Framing our feet. We're going to step back with our left foot. Then our right. Come down onto our knees. Shift forward. Chaturanga. Inhale up either to baby cobra or cobra. And then we're all going to meet in down dog. Take a deep breath in and exhale out. Then walk to the top of the mat. And once you get there, bend your knees, reverse swan dive. Hands to gratitude. All right, inhale up, sit back in your chair. Exhale, swan dive forward. Halfway lift. Framing our feet, let's step back again with our left foot coming down to our left knee. Rooting our left hand down, let's twist to the right with our right hand going to the ceiling. Recognizing that our right knee stacked over our ankle. Then placing our right hand to the inside of our right foot. Bringing this left hand either to our hip and looking to the left because it's going to get wobbly, or reaching straight up. Your choice. Then facing forward, framing our right foot, we're going to walk ourselves back, lifting that right foot, straightening our leg. Maybe taking your nose towards the knee, maybe not. Major hamstring stretch. Then walking forward, bringing our right foot back behind us. Left foot's going to come forward. Rooting this right hand down. Let's go ahead and twist to the left. And then placing this left hand into the inside of our left leg, pushing our leg next to our arm and twisting to the right. You can bring that right hand to your hip if you'd rather. Tuck those toes under if you want, your back toes if you don't want to wiggle around, which I don't, or reach straight up. And then facing forward, framing your left foot, walking back, straightening that left leg. And walking forward, bringing our left foot behind us, shift forward, going into a modified flow, chaturanga, cobra or baby cobra, shift back to a down dog. Then walk or step to the top, easy does it, as we bend our knees with a reverse swan dive. Hands to heart. Stepping back with our left foot into warrior one. Back foot's at a 45 degree. Right knee stacked over the ankle. And we're going to reach up with an inhale into warrior one. Exhale to warrior two. Back foot's parallel. Right knee stacked over the ankle. Looking over the horizon. Going into our warrior dance, flip your palm up, reach and over. Left hand by your knee or wrapped around your waist, opening up this side, this right side. Then come back to two and placing your forearm on your thigh, reaching up with your left hand, either staying here or taking it over your head. It's up to you. Come back into warrior two. And pivot as you step to the top of the mat. Hands to gratitude. Inhale up, sit back in your chair. Swan dive forward. Halfway lift. Bending our knees with the reverse swan dive, and we're going to step back with our right foot to a 45-degree angle into our warrior one. And if it's easier just to keep your hands on your hips while we're doing this, that's fine. Remember, that's always an option. Warrior one, or if you want to do cactus arms. Exhale to warrior two. And reverse warrior, opening up this left side. Over to warrior two and into your side angle. Then back to warrior two, pivoting on our right foot to step to the top of the mat. Hands to gratitude. Inhale up, swan dive forward. Halfway lift. Framing our feet, let's step back with our left foot onto our ball of our left foot. And either you can stay here or go down onto your knee, your choice. Then reaching with our right hand as if we're going to shake somebody's hand, rooted down in our left hand. We're going to make circles going backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then framing our right foot, step back to a down dog or kick back to a three-legged dog, which is kicking back and lifting that leg, looking underneath your right arm. That's three-legged dog. Then releasing our right foot down, left foot's going to come forward into that low lunge, or you can come down on your knee, but reach with that left hand. And 5 backward circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Framing our left foot, straightening our right if it's not already, kick back to a three-legged dog, or a down dog. Man, I got wild with my feet then. Then coming down with your left foot down if it's not already, and shift forward into your modified flow, chaturanga, up dog or cobra, and we meet in down dog. Then bringing whatever foot you like to do, wide angle forward fold. I'm going to go with my right, and we're going to walk around to the long edge of our mat into our wide angle forward fold. Dropping our crown down towards the mat and breathe. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Placing both hands under our nose onto the mat, halfway lift. Then bringing our knees into the center. So we're going to come down on our knees and coming up, looking straight ahead, taking our right leg out, right hand down by our knee, lift up with your left arm. Really extend and then side bend. Then bringing our hand down, our left hand down, right hand up. Your choice of staying here or lifting it up. And then your choice of bending that knee, grabbing that ankle, and opening up on the side. But it's your choice. You can stay here if you choose, or here. Then looking down at the mat, let's bring ourselves back in. Easy does it, easy on our back as we come back up. All right, Left foot comes out, or left hand down by our knee. Right hand extends. And then a slight side bend. And then we're going to flow to the mat, bringing our hand down. Left hand comes up. Reach it up if you want, and over if you want. Then bending our left knee and grabbing that ankle and opening up. Those of you who have practiced for a while. Then easy does it as we pull our belly buttons in to come back up, back in, and then turn to the top of your mat, tuck your toes under, walk or step to the top, bend your knees with a reverse swan dive, sitting back in your chair. Hands go behind us. We're going to rock onto our toes, then come down on our heels, reach up into that chair, hands come to heart as we stand. Whew, and shake it out. Hope everybody's doing okay. I'm a little hot in my room, my office. All right, so today what we're going to do is just practice. You may want to find a wall, something to hold on to, because we're going to practice kicking our leg out. We're going to really work our hips today. So what does that mean? That means we're going to find our mountain pose, as always. Find a focal point, maybe. Hands are going to rest on our hips, or maybe one on our hip and one on the wall, or something to hold on to. And we're going to bring our knee up, whichever one you choose. Find that balance, find that focal point, and then kick it straight out. And if that's wobbly, just kick it straight out to the ground. Then bring that knee back in, and we're going to take it out. And you can kick it out if you want. Then bring it back in, back to center, and kick it back. Then bring it back next to your opposite leg and back to mountain. So that's a lot of balance there because we're opening up our hip joint and we're trying to balance. So no negative talking. It's just a balance pose today. We're practicing, right? All right. So finding mountain, we've got to do the other side. We do one, we do the other. I'm going to go ahead and turn around so you guys, so we can hold on here or here. We're going to root down, find a focal point, and bring our knee up, our opposite knee up. Then kick it out in front. And again, similar to earlier, you can kick it out just like this, because you're still getting your bearings here, getting that sense of balance. And we're going to bring our knee back in and take it to the side. Hold on here if you want. And maybe kick it out to the side. Then bringing it back in, back forward, and we're going to kick it back. You can kick it right there if you want. Then bringing it back to center and releasing it down, shaking it out if you want. Going back to mountain, let's practice our eagle pose today. We did that on Monday, right? Find your mountain. Find the roots in your feet, the side you use. And we're going to bring the opposite knee up. And then wrap it around. Maybe this is all you want to do today is this right here. Maybe you want to cross your arms and let your hands rest on your shoulders. Or you can take your Whatever leg is on bottom, I always like to do the arm that's opposite on bottom, on top, and cross and wrap. Bring those elbows up no matter which one you're doing. Stay here if you want, or sit back. And once you feel good here, if you want a forward fold, feel free. But remember, we're going to get out of it like we got into it. So we're not going to rush out of this. We're going to bring ourselves back up, releasing our arms, bringing our knee back in front, and releasing our foot down, and shaking it out. Then finding your mountain. We do one side, we do the other, right? And bringing your opposite knee up and crossing it over. Again, maybe this is as far as you want to go. You can place your hands on your hips or do what you want with your arms. Stay here or sit back. And then stay here or forward fold. And then gently bringing ourselves out of this. No hurry, ever, never, right? Releasing our arms, bringing our knee back up. Maybe we place our hands on our hips and bring our knee back up. And release it down, shaking our feet out, even rolling them out. And then stepping back to the top of your mat, hands to gratitude. Then reaching up with an inhale and swan dive forward, framing your feet, stepping back, taking yourself into your child's pose. Whether it's extended with our hands at the top of the mat, or maybe it's traditional with our hands back by our hips. Or you want to stack your hands, your fists on top of each other and rest. But most importantly, go within. It's a time to kind of, you're transitioning down onto the mat, checking in with your breath, checking in with your ego and telling it to get lost. Because this is just a practice. And it's important to have our ego around. It always makes things worse. Then releasing and coming up onto our knees again. We're going to do a variation of our camel, placing our hands at our lower back, pulling those elbows in, pulling that belly button in. Toes can be tucked under or flat. Looking straight ahead. And then take a deep breath in. As you exhale, shift back. Maybe looking all the way back or looking forward. That hurts your neck. But most importantly, opening up your chest. And coming back and into our child's pose, opposite pose, to stretch out our spine the opposite direction. And then bringing ourselves up and around, but this time into our easy pose. Sitting up tall. We're going to do a few pranayama exercises as far as breathing. So we're going to do alternating nostril breathing. I don't know if y'all remember that or not, but it's where you close off with your thumb one side of your nostril. You take a deep breath in, then you close it off. A lot of times instructors will have you either place your forefinger, middle finger on your forehead, or bend it. But because my hands are so small, I just close off with my thumb, and then I use my ring finger and my middle finger to close off my other side of my nostril. So you'll figure out what you like to do, but just kind of suggestion. It's either like this or like this, but I like to do it that way. I'm a little unusual. That's okay. All right, so sitting up tall, what we're gonna do is, let's go ahead and place our thumb on our nose, whichever side you choose. And we're gonna inhale, then close off that nostril that we just inhaled. Exhale out, inhale, close it off, exhale out, inhale, close it off, exhale, inhale, closing it off, exhale out, inhale, closing it off, exhale out, inhale, close it off, exhale out. One more. Inhale, close it off, exhale. I think I screwed up, but there you go. And then coming back to our easy pose, sitting up tall. One more, just a deep breath in, taking our chin towards our chest. And we're going to hold in our belly, hold in our root lock, and then release it down. All right, deep breath in. And exhale out. Then unfolding, let's go ahead and go into our staff pose, sitting up tall. Hands where we choose, either on our thighs or by our hips. Then reaching up with an inhale. And as you exhale, hinge forward, dropping your forehead towards your nose. Your forehead towards your nose, towards your knees. God. Okay. Then I hear you laughing. All right, let's come back up, bending our knees, rolling back and forth, side to side, whatever it is you might need today. Or maybe it's just laying still. Then placing our feet down onto the mat, hands next to our hips. We're going to do a couple of bridge poses. Once again, allowing the breath to help us, right? So take a deep breath in and then lift your hips. Hold your breath until you get to the top. When you get your hips all the way up, hold it, hold it. And then as you exhale, come down vertebrae by vertebrae. Easy does it. Once your hips hit the mat, relax for just a second. Maybe even give yourself a little hug. And we're going to do it again. So we're practicing breath retention with a pose. Hands are next to our hips. Take a deep breath in. And then you're going to lift, hold your hips up, and hold your breath. Just a couple of counts. And then exhale, coming down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Exhale, exhale. And then grabbing our knees, giving ourselves a hug. Placing our feet down onto the mat. Let's go ahead and go into windshield wipers with our right foot to the right edge, left foot to the left edge, arms out to a T, going side to side with our knees. And landing back at center, We're going to straighten our right leg as we bring our left knee to our chest, giving it a nice hug. Then straightening our left leg, flexing our left foot as if we're standing on the ceiling. And we're going to make circles with our foot going one way. It doesn't matter because we're going to go the opposite in just a few seconds. And then taking it the opposite direction. And bringing our left knee towards our chest, right knee to our chest. Straightening our left leg as we keep our right knee towards our chest. And we're going to straighten our right leg. Easy does it. Flexing our foot. And then making circles with our foot going one direction. Excuse me. And then going the opposite direction. And coming back to center, bringing our right knee towards our chest. Then left knee comes to our chest. Dropping our feet down onto the mat and opening up to supine butterfly with the bottoms of our feet together. Hands can clasp maybe to the back of our head, or maybe you want to take them out to a T, or just let them rest on your belly. Bringing our knees together and straightening our left leg as we bring our right knee to our chest. Then our right arm out to a T. We're going to go into spinal twist. So twist to the left, but look to the right. Then coming back to center and switching sides. Bringing that left knee to our chest, right knee is straight. Left arm goes out to a T. We're going to twist to the right and look to the left. And then coming back to center, we're going to experiment today with what's called our shoulder stand. But we're not going to go, I really, those of you who know how to do your own shoulder stand, feel free. Those of you who have a block, you can lift up your hips and let your block and let your hips rest on the block and let your feet straight up. Or you can go with your legs up the wall, or you can go half shoulder stand, which is lifting your hips up and holding on to them with your hands. So this is half of a shoulder stand. This is a full one. So you got to be real. I don't want anybody doing a full one unless you have been in my class and I know you can do it, please, because it's hard on your neck. And you don't have to stay here long, or you can go to legs up the wall, or you can just watch me hang out here, because we're not going to stay here very long. And then we're going to bring our hips down, roll ourselves up, easy does it, with your feet out in front, bend your elbows, go into fish pose. So your toes are pointing forward, chest is going to be open, hands back kind of next to your hips. Drop your head back, open up your chest. This is fish pose. And then easy does it as you bring yourself down, giving yourself a hug. Maybe even go into happy baby if you'd like, before we move into final relaxation. And then dropping our feet down to the mat, moving into your pose for final relaxation for Shavasana. Maybe it's corpse pose, maybe not. But I'll mind the time, and all you have to do is just relax, allowing yourself to melt into the mat and just be. And as soon as something hits your mind, just tell it to go away and focus on your breath. Bring awareness back into your room. and back into your body, taking your time, no hurry, and joining me in our easy pose. Bringing back to mind your intention. Remember that intentions are very powerful. Taking our hands out to the side and reaching up, palms together, placing them on our forehead. Honor your intention. To our lips, honor your words. To our hearts, honor our hearts. And honor your body. Om Shanti Shanti. Om peace, peace, peace. And one more for because.
Thanks, Molly. It was a great class, just what I needed. Thank you so much.
Colleen, I'm glad you made it.
Yeah, me too.
Thank you, Molly.
Thanks, Amy. You guys have a great weekend. Bye,
You
Bernadette.
too.
Thank
Bye.
you.